What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm your favorite girl, Diva. If you are new to my channel, you're most definitely welcome. If you're not new to my channel and you are day one, stay one. What's good with what it do? You already know what it is. But if you're new back to you, subscribe to my channel. It does help me out a lot. Like the video, hit the thumbs up button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on when I post, upload, or go live. Now, as you see in the title down below, girl, you see it in the thumbnail, we finna get into the things. And by the things, I mean DK4L. Not DD4L, DK4L, Dearra and Ken. So the court documents are now public. The motion was filed December 31st, 2024. Dearra said, I'm stepping into 25 on big business. And I love it for her. She and her lawyers filed this motion, she's actually suing Ken Walker. Dearra is suing Ken. Let's get that straight. Ken been stealing from her. Let's get that straight. Ken has been stealing from his ex-fiance. Now, I was wondering because on December 31st, I literally saw Dearra making a video. She was on Snapchat and she was crying and she was talking about how, let me upload a little snippet right here because it's probably going to be gone by now.
I just want to kind of recap my year. As I didn't do a dump or anything yesterday either. But I just want to recap 2024 because 2024 I feel like was a year for me to truly open my eyes.
It's Thursday, January 2nd right now, and I was watching her snap, I believe yesterday. Yesterday I was watching her snap, and the day before I was watching her snap, and she was posting how this was one of the worst years of her life. Mind you, her aunt died this year, her grandma died this year, her granddaddy died last year, and that was like, her granddaddy and her grandma dying alone is like her mom and her daddy dying, because they were like her parents. Yes, she had her mom, but her grandparents helped raise her. Her dad was never there as far as we know. So I did find the court documents online. I found two people's pages online. I'm gonna give credit to the second person. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into the tea. We're here for the court documents. You already know I love to cite my sources over on my channel. So I'm reading the documents, which I'm also gonna post across the screen if you wanna see it yourself. I screenshotted this from the tea room. So if you want, I'm also gonna screen record how I found the court documents myself. You can go on to like DeKalbCounty.com. Look up the county or the state at least. At least you have to know the state, the city, the county, where you're looking up the filing. Type in the person's last name. At first it was not showing anything, but then I realized I wasn't reading. Reading is fundamental. You have to put the last name first and then the first name. So once I did that, I found all of the information. First page was free. Second page was free. Everything else after that, you got to get that cash up. And I'm not paying. It was 22 pages of documents. I'm not paying it. I'm not paying it. Like, I knew somebody was going to pay it. It just wasn't going to be me. So all I had to do was wait. So shout out to the tea room because, mind you, the documents were like 50 cents a piece. So it probably would have been every bit of $11, $12. But that's my $11. That's my $12. And like I said, somebody else was going to get it. So thank you to the tea room. Now let's go ahead and read these court documents together and then we'll chat after. Taylor being Dearra, Walker being Ken. Taylor and Walker are public figures with successful careers as social media influencers. Taylor and Walker began dating in 2014. At the time, Taylor was an aspiring social media influencer with a small following and Walker was working at Home Depot. I just want to say this, like, I have been following them from the beginning. From the beginning. I was originally following Dearra when she was Bambino Kitten. Like, a lot of people don't know she used to be Bambino Kitten. She used to be popular like Tumblr and Instagram. Like, you know, I'll try to insert some photos if I can find some. But Dearra been that girl. So after approximately 3 months of dating, Taylor and Walker decided to go into a business together, so Taylor created a couple's YouTube channel, Dearra and Ken for Life, for the parties. The YouTube channel quickly grew in popularity, and after the parties received their first check from YouTube, Walker quit his job at Home Depot. He saw a sucker and he licked it. But guess what? Actually, let me keep reading. In 2016, the parties decided to formalize the business and establish DK4L LLC on July 19, 2016, in the state of Georgia, county of DeKalb, with DK4L being an abbreviation wordplay on the name of their YouTube channel. As the party's YouTube channel continued to grow, the parties began to receive... Hold up, girl, I'm supposed to have my glasses on. I'm supposed to be presenting some news to y'all. I ain't even doing it in the right way. Hold up now. If you got a vapor joint, a bong, a blunt, a rig, and you trying to get lit while we read these documents, cheers. Back to the tea. As the party's YouTube channel continued to grow, the parties began to receive many lucrative brand deals with major companies and brands, launched DK4L merchandise, had the opportunity to go on tour with fans, and even got the opportunity to be in a blockbuster movie. They were in Tyler Perry's movie, that scary movie that he did. They were in that movie. They had like a cameo. That was literally the reason a lot of young people went and saw that movie, because we wanted to see Dearra and Ken. At this point, the parties were traveling a lot and decided to expand their business to include a second YouTube page, Vlogs by DK4L, where the parties logged about their travels. The parties' 2 YouTube channels amassed over 9 million subscribers. The parties were a brand and took the necessary steps to protect their brand's trade marketing, DK4L for clothing and entertainment services in 2018, and DK Gang for fan group in 2019. Taylor's personal brand also grew during this time, and she was offered independent deals with brands such as Savage Fenty and Fashion Nova. Although Taylor was offered these deals as an individual, separate and apart from DK4L LLC, she put all of the earnings from the individual deals into the DK4L joint account as a measure of goodwill towards Walker and the business that they had built together. At this point, the DK4L LLC brand and a happy couple had grown into a multi-million-dollar business and was thriving. Unfortunately, the party's brand as a happy couple and consequently the DK4L LLC began to suffer after Ken was involved in a series of cheating scandals that went viral. Walker apologized and promised that he had learned from his mistake and would never cheat again, and Taylor sought counseling as the parties attempt to reconcile. Things seemed to be back on track for the parties. In 2019, Walker proposed to Taylor in Greece, and Taylor accepted his proposal, believing Walker was a changed man. After the proposal, the brand not only recovered, it skyrocketed. During C19, the parties were on lockdown together and made content daily, which helped boost their business. But in November of 2020, the business and Taylor were shattered when Walker was caught in yet another cheating scandal. Now this, I'm gonna say, it seems like Ben was cheating on Dearra. They had only been dating for a little amount of time. They did not know each other before they was really making cash like that. And I don't understand how Ken was stealing money. Like, in a lot of videos, he was getting on her. Like in the Truth or Drink video, he got on her about her spending habits, how she was spoiled and she spent a lot of money and da-da-da-da-da. Well, where your money at, Ken? Why she got all the money saved up? But we've seen what she got saved up, allegedly. Why is you stealing money from the church? We're gonna keep on going. This is what I was gonna say. It seemed like Kim was cheating for a minute. Because I remember they had sat down because Ken was cheating with this girl through email. This time Ken got caught cheating in 4K. There was no way for Dearra to spin this. There was no way for her to spin it. Like, we saw what was going on. So yeah, she was done. You embarrassed her publicly. You publicly humiliated her. So she's officially done. Like, she's done for real. If she was done behind the scenes and y'all were just filming for like money, which a lot of us were saying, Now she was done for sure. Like, it's in 4K. We see him cheating. Like, we heard of him cheating before. There was allegedly cheating before. Now we actually see it. There's no way you should stay with him. No matter what. We don't care that you're engaged. And we were so happy that, because there was a lot of people pushing babies on them. She got a good head on her shoulders. She, like, now, I don't know what she was doing back then, because if you're cheating with me, I'm like, they're in it for business. They're solely in it for business, because there's too many cheating scandals coming out with just him. It was never Dearra doing anything. It was always Ken getting caught doing something he ain't got no business doing. So we're gonna move on. Walker was devastated by the negative press that followed, and Taylor showed mercy towards Walker, who suffered mentally as a result of the negative press. Boo-hoo, like, you shouldn't have cheated. By staying with him, hold on. She stayed with him because he was mentally suffering from the negative press. Girl, please. Taylor began doing solo content segments to post on the party's YouTube channel to make sure the channel had new content and continued to bring in revenue. That was when she started doing her cooking videos. And you would see Ken, like, would walk into the room. You would know he would walk into the room, because Dearra would kind of, like, stop what she doing, like, egg him a little bit, like, give him fever, and then get back to what she doing. You would see Dearra and her cousin or her niece, Layla, or whatever her name was, hanging out. Kim would stay in the car while they go into the store and shop. Y'all remember? I know y'all remember that. So Walker was angry and took issue with Taylor doing solo content, although his cheating was the reason they couldn't do joint content. Girl, she don't want to film with you, girl. Go sit down somewhere. Stream. He didn't take the initiative to make any individual content for their YouTube channel, knowing content was vital to DK4L LLC's success. Walker's anger was unwarranted, and as the money from Taylor's content was still going directly into their joint account, DK4L LLC, during that time, Walker refused to make content and do the work. You a bum, boy. You a bum. It's all coming out. You a bum, because I believe it. He didn't want to make content. He's being lazy. Walker refused to make content and do the necessary work necessary to repair the party's brand, and he did not want Taylor to make solo content. So he didn't want to clean up their brand, but he also didn't want Dearra to be filming by herself. But at the same time, you're not putting anything towards the channel by filming by yourself. That was when Dearra started making more cooking content. Taylor, however, was legally obligated to continue to make content, as she was under contract with several brands, so she did. That's insane. You bastard, you. Like, I'm really pissed. And then Ken had the nerve to post some video clapping back, like, this is what really happened. Boy, you look dirty, you look thirsty, you look dirty in the video, you look like, clean your fingernails, you look like you ain't bathed in days. I don't care, but his girlfriend is cute. I'm not even finna be no hater. His girlfriend is very pretty. So let's go ahead and keep reading. Taylor's popularity grew even more as she produced more and more independent content, and Walker got more and more jealous of her independent success, and it became apparent that the relationship was on the rocks. In May of 2021, while Taylor was out of town completing a brand deal, Walker once again got caught up in another scandal involving women that went viral. This time, Walker was seen on a live stream flirting with other women and asking them inappropriate questions. You know what wrong with you, dog? I can hear Dearra yelling his name. Ken! Ken! Really, Ken? Ken? Ken, really? Why would you do that? That's not funny. Let's get back into it. Walker again pleaded with Dearra to stay and tried to blame the media for trying to keep them apart. Boy, please! He also attempted to use emotional blackmail, clock it, to get her to stay, as he had done in the past. However, this time it was unsuccessful. In May 2021, Taylor and Walker officially split. Shortly thereafter, Walker informed Taylor that he was moving out of their shared apartment, that he had found a new house was getting a car separate and apart from the one that they shared together, because they had, as you know, they got that Tesla. And informed Taylor that he didn't want anything from the house and had no intention of helping Taylor move. Taylor moved out without much assistance from Walker, and then Taylor became aware that Walker attempted to collect payments from Taylor's personal deals and sponsorships behind her back. After this, it became clear that the parties could not continue as business partners. They attempted to reach an agreement on their own, but they couldn't agree, so they enlisted the attorney who they typically used for their other business matters, which I believe will be her cousin, because as far as I know, her cousin has always been there, and we know her cousin is an attorney. If you are a OG watcher, you know that Dearra's cousin was on retainer. So Ken really wasn't thinking. He really wasn't thinking when he was doing this, boy. You had too much dip on your chip for sure. With the help of the lawyer, the parties reached an agreement. Taylor would pay the remaining balance on the Tesla the parties shared out of her personal money, and in turn kept the Tesla. The Tesla was subject to a loan secured by $40,000 of the parties' money, so agreed they would split the $40,000 evenly after the loan was paid off and the bank returned the money. The parties agreed to leave the YouTube pages active so they would continue generating money, and to split the money in the DK4L LLC account, with $220,000 going to Walker and $250,000 going to Taylor. Taylor's cut being higher because of her higher contribution to the account. After the payout, the parties agreed to leave the remaining balance, approximately $80,000, in the account to cover outstanding bills, staff payroll, and other obligations of DK4L LLC. Taylor and Walker would both get to keep their retirement accounts, each worth approximately $70,000. The parties did not discuss their other social media platforms, such as Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, because they never make any money from those platforms. On or around November 23rd, 2022, Taylor was paying DK4L's bills out of the DK4L LLC's account and discovered that the account was almost empty. God dog it today. Oh my goodness, y'all. Could you imagine? Could you imagine thinking you got this amount of money in the bank and you're going casually thinking you finna pay a bill or two or maybe three? You know she's a big businesswoman, maybe five. Pay off the credit card. And you see that close to zero? Oh no. Yeah, I need that. And then some. Pain and suffering, my brother. So when Taylor checked the account, she realized that Walker had transferred a series large lump sums of money to himself without saying a word to her, and in violation of the agreement they made. When Taylor asked Walker about it, he admitted to taking the money. That's where you messed up right there. You admitted to stealing. Okay, he admitted to taking the money and claimed it was because he was drowning in medical bills and couldn't work. I don't care who tell it, because your work is to record what you're doing. You was recording everything else. You was making all these wilderness videos that nobody was watching, recording your dog playing with Adam, Latoya's ex-husband. You could work, babe, whether you was recording yourself in the hospital, recording yourself driving to the corner store. You could work. You can. I understand you're not going back to Home Depot, but you could definitely pull out a camera, a flip phone or something, a laptop, a camcorder, an iPad. You could record something, very much something, but you're lazy. Even though the majority of the money was stolen prior to Walker incurring the medical bills. Walker not only acknowledged that he stole the money, player. But you know what? Any criminal, I will give this advice to any criminal, any inspiring or aspiring criminal. Stay dumb, stay stupid. Love that for you. So, Walker not only acknowledged that he stole the money, he acknowledged that he owed and was obligated. He acknowledged that he owed and was obligated to pay back the money he took from DK4L LLC account. After taking a more in-depth review of the transactions in the DK4L LLC account, Taylor realized Walker had been stealing money from the DK4L LLC account for over a year, beginning towards the end of the relationship. Y'all, mind you, this is my first time reading this with y'all. I was just like screenshotting. I was not listening to this girl's video. I was tapping, screenshotting. Every time she went to the next page, I screenshotted because at the same time, I was at work. So I really couldn't get into the tea. I almost bust my butt getting up these stairs to get down here and give y'all this tea. Hot off the press. Now, like I said, okay, beginning towards the end of the relationship, girl, this man was stealing 10. Stealing 10. Taylor discovered that Walker had received the $40,000 collateral back from the bank for the secured Tesla loan without giving her her half, the $20,000 as previously agreed. Ken, you is a mess, boy. And that brother tried to tell us that he was the evil twin. That brother tried to tell us. While Walker admitted to stealing the money, admitted to receiving and spending the money from the secured Tesla loan, and agreed to pay it all back, Walker tried to justify his actions by claiming Taylor had spent more money out of the account during the relationship. Y'all remember when I was saying he always said that she spent money frivolously. But at the same time, it was her money. This is her account. She's recording the majority of the videos. Everything that we were seeing was Dearra's ideas. We was there for her fix. Let's not forget, we were asking this girl for years for her basic ass makeup tutorial, and she didn't even want to give us that. Now I know why. She was insecure. She didn't want nobody looking. She didn't want nobody to come to Ken, come around Ken, be on the internet looking like her. Like, none of that. She was not giving y'all the juice, the sauce, the recipe to look like her. It just wasn't happening because Ken was cheating. In December 2022, girl, this is so recent. Like, this is crazy. Ken, like, I can't believe you was stealing. Like, I can't believe it because you a man and I'll never put nothing past y'all boys. But this is insane. In December 2022, the parties again enlisted their business attorney, because Ken don't know how to act, to help the parties figure out the best path forward as the tensions between the parties continued to increase. With the help of their business attorney, the parties came up with a new agreement that addressed the car, the YouTube channels, and the real estate. Because you remember they was building a house from the ground up, from the dust. Like, they had acres. Like, camp up the thing, bro. Since the parties could not agree on how their YouTube channels would be used, by who, and a buyout fee for use by one party, the parties agreed to delete their YouTube channels as it was only beneficial to Walker, who was stealing all of the earnings. Walker and Taylor would split the proceeds from the real estate 50-50. The parties agreed to dissolve the business, which was officially dissolved on December 30th, 2022. Taylor and Walker honored all of the terms of this agreement, but failed to honor the agreement to repay Taylor made between the parties independently for the money stolen from the DK4L account. The parties have limited interaction. The parties have had limited interactions in 2023. In September of 2023, Taylor hired a bookkeeping and accounting service, Busy Bee Accounting Services LLC, to prepare the business books and file the remaining unfiled tax returns for DK4L LLC. Because of the magnitude of the accounting needed, Taylor had to hire an additional accounting service, Envision Business Management Group LLC, to prepare the taxes. Envision Business Management Group LLC completed the work and let both Taylor and Walker know what the tax liability would be, as well as the daily penalties. Walker ignored the communication, and Taylor was left to deal with the accounting services alone. And you can tell Dearra was trying to work it out with him before even involving the courts. She is too graceful. Okay, so I believe this is the last page. The parties had limited interactions in 2024. In November 2024, Taylor had DK4L's LLC's attorney reach out to Walker regarding the taxes, and Walker finally responded and said he couldn't afford to pay the taxes, but would sign a promissory agreement if Taylor would pay the total tax liability for DK4L LLC. This is insane. And if I was the girl that Ken is with now, like if I was his current girlfriend, I would be looking at him so sideways. Because he's taking her on all of these trips. Mind you, why would she care? Because it's not her money, I guess. But girl, hide your purse. Put it up when you go to sleep. And I'm so for real. Like, he's taking you on trips with Dearra's money. He's buying you things. Not with his money, but with Dearra's money. Like, be so serious right now. This is insane. The attorney drew up the promissory agreement and sent it to Walker, but then he stopped communicating with Taylor and the attorney only to reach out weeks later, in December 2024, to complain about Taylor reactivating her old personal Snapchat page that was previously named after both Taylor and Walker, and the potential revenue that Taylor might be receiving. Boy, please, make your own thing. Get your own money. Taylor paid the state of Georgia $339 for 2021 state taxes and $340 for 2022 state taxes on and around September 11, 2024. Taylor also paid the IRS $11,000 on or around November 11, 2024, which equaled half of DK4L LLC's outstanding tax debt. Taylor was waiting on the executed promissory note to pay the remaining IRS balance of $11,000, but it was never received. They were in tax debt, girl. Walker continues to cry broke, stating that he had to move back in with his mother and feign an inability to pay Taylor back for the money he stole. However, Walker received approximately $237,500, as did Taylor, from the sale of their jointly owned real estate in 2023. That was that house that they had built. And Walker continues to post himself living a luxury lifestyle on social media. Like I said, he's like posting videos of him going to Korea, going to all these places and doing all these things, but yet you don't have the money to give to Dearra to pay this stuff back. Make it make sense, Ken, because you're really not thinking. You have all of your evidence on YouTube. It's recorded. And Dearra has been sitting back seemingly and letting you take, little by little. Anytime you take anything over $500, bitch, that's a felony right there. You're done. You finna go to jail. Lock him up. Now, I'm gonna read this last thing and we gonna go. Wherefore, Plaintiff Taylor prays that the court grants the following relief. 1, that the court award Taylor general and special damages in an amount to be determined by the Traer fact, which the evidence will establish as exceeding $100,000. 2, that the court award Taylor punitive damages against Walker for plaintiff's claims against Walker and his for willful, malicious, wanton, and oppressive conduct in an amount to be determined by the Traer fact. 3, that the court award Taylor her cost of litigation in this action and her reasonable attorney's fees under OCGA 13.6.11. 4, that the court grant Taylor the right to have a trial by jury on all issues triable to a jury. And 5, that the court grant such additional relief as the court deems proper and just. Respectfully submitted this 31st day of December 2024. And I love to see it. Carmen, you next. Sue Corey behind. Because didn't he... This ain't about her. This ain't about him. I'm loving to see it. All these women's, we standing on business. He just made a post. I feel like it was yesterday. Stop choosing the bear, women. We are the bear. We don't need the bear. We is the bear. Be the bear. Like, stop letting these niggas slide. We're not doing that no more. We're not doing that in 2025. We're not people pleasing in 2025, girl. We getting this money on and we're moving on. We're going on trips with the girls or with ourselves. Like, let's be so serious. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this puff because I need to go make dinner for me and Mr. But y'all, I really hope you enjoyed this tea. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below and let's chat. As usual, we will talk. I will leave my sources. Like I said, I believe it's called The Tea Room on YouTube. Because let's get into this. I don't like gatekeepers. Like, the first girl that I found, she was like, I could show you guys how I found this information, but nobody showed me. So I'm not going to show you either. Like, so what's the point of even bringing it up? Like, make the video, talk your shit, and go on about your business. Like, we don't need you. Because y'all see how I showed you a screen recording because I'm like, I know I can find it, but at the same time, somebody else is going to have this information posted. I put the work in to find it, but at the same time, I'm not finna pay any of my coins, none of them, to these folks, to them folks down to them courthouse. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Somebody else will do it for me, and I'll screenshot what you got. Thank you. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And like I said, y'all, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this video, because this is insane. And I will see you in my next one. Happy New Year. Bye.
Hey, we'll see what's about to happen. Hey, we'll see what's about to happen.